qualified for the final, but the winners of the two English pools had to meet to claim the other place. Stretham won that one against Durham by 10 goals to 3, and so they take home advantage. And they're the only team to beat Dundee in England in the last 6 years, and they achieved that in the league just 2 weeks ago. So there's a good deal of needle about this meeting for the Autumn Cup, and a full and vociferous crowd will provide all the accompaniment. Our two commentators are now Paul Ferguson, and first of all we hear from Dave Lanning.
Thank you, Dickie. And here today, few would argue that the two outstanding sides in British ice hockey have reached the final of this Autumn Cup competition. Streatham unbeaten in 14 matches this season, with this squad scoring 83 goals in the Autumn Cup, 24 of them coming from Gary Stephan, reckoned to be the most accomplished sharpshooter in Britain. But another key figure for the Reds has been goalkeeper Gary Bryan, who has already this year achieved 2 clean sheet shutouts. So we look at their rivals, Dundee. Here's their 15-man squad, the national champions seeking revenge here for their first defeat on English ice since 1977. They revolve around 2 crack Canadians, stylish defender Chris Brinster and prolific scoring Roy Halpin, leading scorer in Britain last year and with 23 already this season. So 2 free-scoring sides, plenty of needle and an electric atmosphere here at Streatham this afternoon. And so the first period, of course, 3 periods of 20 minutes. Dundee playing from left to right in the blue kit, and Streatham on home ice in red. And away we go. And this is Steve James for Streatham, playing it around the boards here to Chris Leggett. And a good break on here. Goldstone it is. Stephan kicking in. You are allowed to kick the puck. Doug McCuskey in there for Streatham on the face-off. That flick there. Quiney knocks it in. And the interception by Wood. Now Douglas gets the touch as the blue shirts of Dundee descended on him. This is Ratley unable to control the puck for Streatham. It's fast and furious coming out here. Mike Walker through to Halpin. Halpin's right through. It doesn't normally miss those. Just the shot going past the left-hand post, and that was the first real opportunity of the match. Roy Halpin, prolific scorer, has scored 14 in a match, missed that one. They come in, Dundee looking purposeful, and again right through is Wood. That must be Lloyd. Somehow screwed the puck pass. He did all the hard work. Now Ratley breaking out McCuskey unable to get around Wood. And an offside call. There's Roy Halpin, the first real chance of the match fell to him. He won't be happy with that miss. There's Tom Stewart, the coach, just consoling him. Stephan to Goldstone. Goldstone really an aimless pass. Andrew again, the interception. Stephan playing it against the boards, all the way back here. Ali Wood. There are 2 Woods, of course, in the Dundee side. Ali, he is number 2, and brother Ronnie up front is number 18. James chasing back. Around to Goldstone. Goldstone pass out to Stephan, and Stephan is away, but Wood is aware of the danger. Sweeping up masterfully, not too far. Goldstone with an opportunity, and it bounces out. The puck's there, now Stephan can whack them. It's there! Oh, what an opening! Gary Stephan, his 25th goal of the season, and it was a peach.
Well, Dave, the play was all one way, but look at that devastating shot by Stephan. He beat the goalie right above his glove hand to make it 1-0 for the Redskins.
about 11 and a half minutes remaining, and all the way through. It's not cleared. Oh, Douglas getting it away. Ryan was overpowered, and Dundee coming back. Holton again with the backflip, not quite coming off. Oh, suddenly this first period has come alive. Walker back here to Brinster to cool things down, taking his time. Oh, he's such a cool customer. Now moving out, and he'll come a long way and pushes it up there again, looking for Mike Walker. Now here's an opportunity. Quiney inside him is McCoskey. If he can just pass the puck, unable to do so, delayed the pass. Now and again. Now here comes Dundee. Wood trying a long-range slap shot. And Ward in the Dundee goal, winning dangerously. Walker, and right across here is Holton. He does move into dangerous positions. Out come the Redskins with Peter Quiney. Quiney right there. It's number 6, Gary Clunan, big lad, they call him Moose. McCoskey, the new boy in the Redskins side in Canada. It's a slippery customer, Doug McCoskey. Now Dundee breaking out with Wood, and right the way through here is Walker.
This is a beautiful goal by the Dundee Rockets, but look at that pass. A gorgeous pass. The shot beats Brian in the corner, and the game is all tied up. Let's take another look at that. He comes in on the goalie, one-on-one, and there's no chance for Gary Bryan.
Charlie Kinman, number 10, going beautifully. Kinman, scraping past almost the entire defence, and there is controversy. The puck seems to be in the net. The referee, McWilliams, is ordering a face-off. Paul Ferguson, how do we sort that one out?
Well, let's have a look at this. Kinman was given the key to the city here. Look at, he's skating around the net. No one bothers to get him. He comes out front. He rams it in, but there's a man in the crease. That's right. There's a Dundee player in the goal crease. He's not allowed there, and so the goal will not count.
We have 5 minutes and 4 seconds of this first period remaining, and now an opportunity for Dundee to apply the screws on the rear guard of the Redskins. And Goldstone not having a good first period. Tony Goldstone sometimes takes his time to warm up. And here is Holton, and back here is Wood, smashed against the plexiglass, just a bit too high. Still not out by Stretham. Now a chance for Robert Andrew to fetch and carry. Andrew over his own blue line, over the red line, trying a long-range effort. Bit lucky to get the rebound, and right in front of goal there is Stephan. Oh! How did he pick that one up? Andrew did the work. Stephan somehow managed to turn on it. It's 2-1.
Well, this is a lovely effort by Andrew. He's working like a beaver, kicking the puck. He hits it over. Stephan takes one swipe at it, takes 2, and he's got a goal. Let's look at that again. The puck goes over to Gary Stephan after a tremendous effort by Robin Andrew. He takes a shot. It's a good save by Ward, but he can't stop the second one.
And there is the hooter to end the first period, when play really has swung from end to end, but 2 Gary Stephan goals have been enough to take the Redskins into the lead, and they just about deserved that lead at the end of the first period.
Yes, there it is. Stretham Redskins leading the Dundee Rockets by 2-1 at the end, as you say, of the first period, and we'll bring you highlights from the second in just a few minutes. I have a few scores now. In the first division, Southampton 0, Notts County 1. Justin Fashner is scoring for Notts County at the 17th minute. Southampton 4th from the top, Notts County 3rd from the bottom. In the second division, a former Chelsea player, Gary Locke, has scored for Crystal Palace in the 14th minute against his former club. So it's Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 1. Chelsea currently in 3rd place in the second division. A couple of cup scores. Wrexham 0. This is the first round of the FA Cup, of course. Wrexham 0. Sheffield United 1. The Sheffield scorer Keith Edwards, and scoring his 100th goal for United. Also in the Cup, Aldershot are losing 1-0 at home to Worcester. That's the Alliance Premier League. Paul Moss scoring for Worcester, his 17th goal of the season. His goal coming in the 18th minute. A couple more scores in the First Division. Aston Villa are leading Leicester by 1-0. Peter With the scorer. That's Peter With's 14th goal of the season. And up in the Premier Division, division in Scotland, I should say, St Mirren 0, Celtic 2. So the two Celtic goals scored by Tommy Burns in the 9th, and then 10 minutes later, Roy Aitken adding the 2nd. So we'll be back with the highlights of the second period of the British Autumn Cup. That's Streatham against Dundee in just a couple of minutes. Back to World of Sports. Let me bring you up to date with one or two more cup scores. I've just heard that Wrexham have equalised at home to Sheffield United, so it's Wrexham 1, Sheffield United 1. Mansfield 1, Doncaster 0. And there's a line on Doncaster because the millionaire businessman Peter Wetzel has agreed to join the board of this 4th Division promotion-chasing club, Doncaster Rovers. The club, who are managed by Billy Bremner, have also announced plans to increase its share capital from 85,000 to 150,000, with Wetzel becoming a major shareholder. But at the moment, they're 1-0 down at Mansfield. Another first-round FA Cup score, Chester 0, Chesterfield 1. Well, now, at the end of the first period of ice hockey's Autumn Cup final for the Kohler Engine Trophy, Streatham Redskins were leading the Dundee Rockets by 2-1. Now to the second period, and we rejoin the match for the highlights at the start.
Into the second period then, there's the score. The Redskins 2-1 up to typically opportunist Gary Stephan efforts. There is Stephan, who really had an impact that we all saw in that first period. What a goal scorer this boy is. That was his 26th goal of the season. And here is the second period now, of course, with the Redskins in their red strip, playing the puck from left to right. Brinster pummeled into the boards by Goldstone. And that, again, was a ferocious challenge. There's Brinster. Brinster has some painful memories of this rink. He broke his nose here a couple of years ago. Let's look at it again, Paul.
Well, Goldstone's a tough boy, but Brinster's over 6 foot, so it took a lot to knock him down.
And so the face-off with Stephan just winning out back to Robin Andrew. And Stephan might just win that one. And, oh, what a chance! Oh, what a mistake! And there is Gary Stephan's hat-trick. And the Dundee goalkeeper, Mike Ward, is having a nightmare.
Well, let's have another look at this. Mike Ward came out, thought he had it, but he fanned on it. Stephan was right on his toes to pick up his hat-trick. The score is now 3-1. Once again, this is how Mike Ward saw it come down. He put his glove on it and then look up. He took his eye off it. Stephan didn't. Pokes it into the open net. Oh, that was a soft one.
And here's Goldstone. Goldstone playing it in to Stephan again. Stephan, oh, really spells danger every time this 23-year-old Canadian moves up into the attack. Now back here, Clunin, time to wind up. Plays it right the way down to Goldstone. Goldstone trying to flip past. Stephan's in there. And the puck breaks out. Andrew goes right around the boards. Goldstone and Brinster together. So too is Kinman. Just a little over a minute of Gulch's penalty remaining. Andrew plays it out here. Beautiful fluid movement. Stephan! Oh, hits the post! Oh, what a chance and what a moment. Gary Stephan now, he is robbed by Walker. And a good save from Bryan. In hard, Halpin picks up the rebound. Played way around the boards by Robin Andrew. Piece of forecheck in there by Dundee. Now Goldstone. Goldstone has Stephan in space. Oh, tremendous goal. The old 1-2 strikes again. Goldstone down the right. Stephan in yards of space. That's his 4th.
Oh, Dave, I wish I had a pound for every time the Stephan-Goldstone combination clicked in this league. This is a beautiful pass, and all Steph has to do is tip it by the goalie.
Rafferty did well to chop that pass out. Now Stephan out to Leggett, and Gulcher goes in, almost takes the referee as well. And there's a terrific punch-up going on there between Woods and I think...
Well, Dave, they're both going to go off.
It was Leggett. Some roughing there.
Number 2, blue. Number 12, red. 2 minutes for roughing each.
That's right, Dave. They're both going to go off for roughing.
It was Chris Leggett and Gulcher. There's young Leggett going into the box. And straight through there on Andrew. We've got a terrible knock there. And it looks like another penalty, Paul.
That's right. Referee McWilliams is signaling a cross-checking penalty to Walker.
It was Robin Andrew on the receiving end. Just watch this, Paul.
Well, let's see this again. Yeah, you can see the stick is up. And there's going to be another penalty. Walker's giving out, or sorry, McWilliams is giving out a 10-minute misconduct.
It's Brinster, I think it's Brinster.
Well, Brinster's in there for 2 minutes, not 10 minutes, as I originally said. He got an unsportsmanlike conduct. Obviously, he said something to McWilliams McWilliams didn't like. So he's off for 2 minutes, not 10.
This is Andrew. Oh, deflection, Tony Goldstone. It was Robin Andrew's shot. It was Tony Goldstone's deflection. Well, they all count. Here it is again, Paul.
Well, Andrew tees this one up at the blue line, and Goldstone gets a stick to it, keeps it on the ice, and it goes right under the goalie. The score is now 5-1. Once again, Robin Andrew, way back at the point, keeps the shot nice and low, right in amongst the skates, and look at that for a deflection, right between the goalkeeper's legs.
So the face-off, Stephan wins out back to Woods, tried the shot, Walker's there, all the way back again to Woods, and right in front, it must be there, it had to be there, it was Mike Walker picking up the pieces.
Well, let's look at this again. There's a lovely shot from the side. Walker picks it up in a scramble and makes it 5-2. Wood takes the shot. This is a devastating shot. Keeps it down. It's a good save by the goalie. But look at Walker. He's all alone, and all he has to do is jump it over Bryan.
So the goal that Dundee desperately needed to bring them back into this Kohler Engines Autumn Cup final. Well, Stretham this afternoon, virtually at capacity. They make it sound like 100,000 here. Echoes around, the noise is deafening in our ears. Vicious piece of forechecking there, but perfectly legal. Dundee seem to have grown in stature. Roy Halpin, there's Walker. And still Halpin. And around here is number 18, Ronnie Wood. Haven't seen much of him in this match so far. Still Wood. And again to his brother Ali. And Wood picking it up. There's a stick gone down there, belongs to Peter Quiney. Good reverse pass there to Halpin. Roy Halpin! This is where this player is so deadly, picking up the pieces around goal. It's 5-3, we suddenly have got a match, Paul.
Well, Halpin has put Dundee back in the game. He's allowed to waltz in front, and he keeps it on the ice, and it goes right into the corner. Once again, Halpin comes right from a sharp angle, an impossible angle, and he's allowed to come out, keeps it on the ice right under Gary Bryan.
That's the time left, 50 seconds. And Paul, we have a penalty called.
That's right. Looks like Leggett is going off for slashing. This penalty will go into the third period. There'll be 50 seconds played in this period, but it'll go in for 1:10 in a second.
So now it is the Redskins with a man short, and Ali Wood almost overbalanced there. So now the Redskins must smother the last 33 seconds of this period. They of course carry the penalty for Leggett into the third and final period. Another goal by Dundee really would rip this one open. There's Peter Quiney down. Well, there is Leggett. Explain that slashing offence, please, Paul.
Well, slashing is chopping with your stick, Dave. It's as simple as that. If you hit somebody with your stick, you're in the box for 2 minutes.
Now, Ronnie Wood. Lovely fluid mover. Inside here, Halpin. And Walker right in front. A beautiful build-up. Mike Walker it was the finishing touch. 5-4 the score. What a final period we're going to have here, Paul.
Dave, that was pure poetry. Look at this pass from Halpin to Walker. He goes in, skates around Brian, and dips it into the open net. It's now 5-4. Once again, Walker's in the clear, gets by Erskine Douglas, goes around the goalie, keeps his head, and dumps it into the open net.
Well, there is the score, and you have to admire Dundee Rockets. They look dead and buried. There's Tom Stewart, their coach, looking a good bit happier with life. He really has picked up this Autumn Cup final. Just the last second now. There is the hooter. And you have to doff your cap to the national champions, Dundee Rockets, back from the dead, trailing 5-1. They're now back at 5-4. They've been all over Stretham. There's the score. What a final period we've got set up here.
Yes, beautifully poised for that third period, with Stretham just retaining that single goal advantage over the British champions Dundee Rockets, and we'll have the highlights of the third period in just a few moments. Some more scores now. Frank Stapleton has increased Manchester United's lead with his second goal of the game, this time from a 25-yard shot after 30 minutes. Manchester United 2, Watford 0. Alan Sunderland has scored for Arsenal at Highbury in the 28th minute in their home game against Everton. And in the second division, Tony Evans has increased Crystal Palace's lead at Chelsea. Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 2. Gary Locke having scored the first of those two goals for Crystal Palace. In the first round of the FA Cup, the Alliance Premier's side, Dagenham, are 1-0 up at home to Brentford. Joe Dunwell, their scorer, after 33 minutes. And I've just heard that the Hampshire side, Waterlooville, are 1-0 up at Northampton. Mansfield adding to Doncaster's problems now. Mansfield 2, Doncaster 0 again in the first round of the FA Cup. So let us take a break and we'll return with the highlights of the third period of the British Autumn Cup final in just a few moments.
Any door can hold back an outbreak of fire long enough for you to collect the family and leave the house safely. These days, shutting one isn't so much to ask.
Yes, here we are back with Word of Sport. Just one more score in the first division, and Tottenham are leading at Luton. The 18-year-old winger Richard Cook has scored on his first-team debut for Spurs after 32 minutes, and that after Glenn Hoddle had missed a penalty. So it's Luton 0, Tottenham 1. The result of the Rugby Union International in France, France 15, Australia 6. That, of course, being played in Paris. So let's go back to ice hockey and the completion of our coverage of the Autumn Cup final at Streatham. Coming up to the third period, the home team Streatham had retained their lead over Dundee Rockets. So let's continue now with our commentary team of Paul Ferguson and Dave Lanning.
The stage set then for a storming final period. Dundee coming back from being 5-1 down in that second period. And now Streatham must regain their composure and pick up their rhythm. Mike Walker. Walker going through past two tackles off. Fine piece of checking by Steve James. Again, it is James and Wood turns his man and puts it across. And it still could be there. And it's number 9, Roy Halpin, who's tied the scores up at the second bite.
Well, Dave, Roy Halpin must have heard me say that if he puts his mind to it, he can tie this game up, and he's done just that. He gets the pass here from Wood. He takes one bite of the cherry. He gets a fortunate bounce. The puck comes back to him off the skate, and Brian is already down, and he's tied it up 5-5.
And now tangle all the way back here to Brinster. Oh, right in front is Halpin. Desperate blocking by Robin Andrew.
There's going to be another penalty on the play, and it's going to Erskine Douglas.
2 minutes to delay the game. Push the next one.
Well, there's the referee, McAndrew, spelling it out.
Well, it's an unusual call, Dave. He's saying that Douglas is delaying the game, and he was pushing the net off its post. So he's going to spend 2 minutes in the box.
Really is an opportunity for Dundee. They surely will move in. Here's Brinster right in front, blocked by Robin Andrew, they want to play it anywhere. Halpin back checking into his Kinman, and right in front, it must be a goal. Walker. What an opportunity for Mike Walker. Somehow Gary Bryan got down to it, and it really is developing into a classic.
Oh, Walker was robbed on that one, Dave. That was a beautiful save.
The face-off back, Brinster on the blue line at point, all the way across here to Wood. Wood with all the time in the world to measure his pass, one of which is blocked by Andrew. Across to Brinster. Brinster just kicking out his man right in front here. Walker. Oh, what a save! The noise is deafening, and it was there. The Dundee bench celebrate. I think at the final touch it was Ronnie Wood. Let's look at it again.
Walker gets this shot. Bryan thinks he has it, but it trickles in the corner. The Dundee Rockets are in the lead. Once again, the shot comes over. Walker's in the slot. That's the position, 20 feet, 30 feet out. He takes a lovely shot, but it just squeaks by Gary Bryan. Look at that, right over his pad. 6-5, Dundee Rockets in the lead.
Doug McCoskey and Ronnie Wood in at the face-off. McCoskey takes it. And here is Peter Quiney. Deflected shot by Terry Ward. Again, snapshot by McCoskey. Quiney turning, brings it in. McCoskey with a chance. And that is the goal!
Well, this came out of the corner. McCoskey picked it up, made no mistakes about this, got the rebound and dumped it right over Ward. The game is all tied up with 5:39 to go in the game. Once more, McCoskey picks this up, turns on a dime, flips it at the goaltender, picks up the rebound and makes sure of it. That's a lovely effort by Doug McCoskey.
5 seconds to go, and here's Roy Halpin. He's got Walker. Brilliant piece of forechecking by Douglas. And there's the final hooter. We're all tied up. What a sensational Autumn Cup final. You couldn't have scripted it. Well, there's the trophy. It's all down to the shootout. It's Gary Bryan facing first of all to Roy Halpin. Here comes Halpin. Halpin on Bryan. He saved it! Sensational! Stretham erupts.
Well, Halpin streaks in here, and let's go this wicked shot, but look at Gary Bryan. What a save and what a key time to do it. We must remember, you can't get a rebound. You can only have one shot.
Coming up here, Tony Goldstone. Coming up. Excitement at fever pitch. He's missed! Oh, what a sensation! Sensation number 2. Just overplayed it. Here we go again, Paul.
Well, Dave, I think Goldstone was going a bit too fast for this. He deked the goalie. He had him going one way, but look at this. He can't control it, and he misses the net.
Still wide open. It's Mike Walker coming on. It's worth remembering too, Paul, that we had a shootout situation earlier this season with Stretham, which they cracked against Durham. And here comes Walker. Walker for Dundee. He's missed. Hit the post. He said something very rude. It's an incredible climax.
Well, you can hear the noise all the way up here when this hits the post. Gary Bryan had it covered. But what an effort, what a play.
Out comes Doug McCoskey, the new boy, 22-year-old, in his first season in British ice hockey. Up he comes against Ward. And he saved that one. Well, it really is remarkable, Paul.
Well, this is a lovely save by Mike Ward. McCoskey has him beaten, he has him down, but Ward comes up trumps with that leg. Look at that save.
All down then to the last man, and it is going to be Chris Brinster, a stylish defenseman. There's the anxious face of Tom Stewart. Brinster against Bryan. Here we go. And he saved that one.
Well, both goaltenders are coming up trumps. Brinster takes the shot. That's a magnificent save by Gary Bryan.
And now, there's Gary Bryan having done his job magnificently. It is now all down to Gary Stephan, the glamour boy of Stretham Redskins, their top scorer last season, reckoned to be the most accomplished attacker in British ice hockey. This is the moment. Listen to the crowd. Stephan can wrap it up here. He's missed as well. Unbelievable. Would you believe it? The heads are down. And it looks like we're going into a sudden death playoff. Coming in here is Ronnie Wood. Ronnie Wood for Dundee. He scores.
Well, it takes the old Scottish master to put it on ice, and look at that for a beautiful goal.
Well, there's Wood, who is receiving the congratulations, rightly so. Now it's all down to Chris Leggett, 20-year-old for Stretham. Such a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and he has scored.
Well, young Chris Leggett is so overshadowed by Stephan and Goldstone, comes up with a key goal. Look at this, right into the top corner. It's all tied up again.
Number 1 goal. The names are already there, should they?
Well, this really is something right out of the book. Right out of the book. We could not have anticipated this finish. Now it is Ali Wood, 24 years old, defenceman, brother of Ronnie for Dundee. Ali Wood, here he comes. He has found the nets quite comfortably. Puts the pressure back on Stretham.
Well, this is a clever goal by Wood. Right into the corner, keeps it low, and Bryan is beaten.
And now the whole of Stretham holds its breath and keeps its fingers crossed for Peter Quiney. Peter Quiney, 23-year-old Great Britain Junior International, once hit a hat-trick in 36 seconds. He'll be happy if he can just put this one away. Tremendous drama, here he comes, and he has missed it. And Dundee celebrate, they're on the ice. We have had the most incredible Autumn Cup final. We really could not have expected a more dramatic finish. Well, for the second time this year, Stretham have been beaten in a shootout. Dundee celebrate, the national champions take the Autumn Cup, and just look at these teams. There's the final score, 7-8, and we've had a magnificent advertisement for British ice hockey. What a finish. So here is the presentation ceremony with John Turner, the sales manager of the Kohler division, the sponsors, and George Reid there with the winning cup. George Reid, their skipper, triumphant. What a moment for him, what a final they've had.
Well, you could hardly have a more dramatic finish to a most exciting Autumn Cup final, with Dundee eventually